I mean, we are encouraging, everybody, don't trade the equities today, at least for now, until there's some semblance of order in these markets. I'm looking at a dome in the Nasdaq, and there are there are there are periods, there are areas that don't even get traded. There's prices that don't even get traded when it moves. It's just moving so fast, and there's gaps between the bids and offers, and the areas that aren't getting traded. There's no execution there, and that's just kind of scary.
The spread on
right?
Top Step X is pretty decent.
It is very difficult to try and manage, especially like trying to scalp in this. I can't even imagine trying to do that.
Right. Oh, I'm hands off for sure.
Yeah, we're literally up like 600 points from the low on NQ.
Yeah, not worth trading. Not worth trading at all.
7:30 Central.
This is a hands on your butt kind of day.
Like, look, if my chart's up. Look at my DOM here on the right. Like, just look at this. You're gonna have a seizure staring at that thing.
Right.
I mean, we can pass on a day. I mean, there's always going to be tomorrow.
Exactly.
One thing also, live funded accounts be unblocked the end of the day. Get back in that second session. I mean, go back. Yeah, there's a lot of things we can do here right now besides trading. I mean, just from
I'm interested to see what happens in this.
I mean, a lot of us have experienced this before.
In this fair value gap here, looks like it is.
Confidence. Pull your confidence right out the window. Be careful. Better safe than sorry.
I was commenting to folks earlier today in Top Step. I kind of internalized it. When we were at the lows this morning, it was like I was getting
17,967 to 991.
Because it started on Friday. It was a real bad down day on Friday. I mean, bids and offers in the big S&Ps were 10, 20, 30 handles apart. I mean, so you're looking, at huge spreads just between the bid and the offer. We didn't even leave the trading floor until like 11 o'clock that night because we were trying to make sure.
Say said, hey Expo, can you believe this stuff, man? Yep. This is crazy. Like I've said, it is certainly a time to be trading. It's very small. And even if, some people that I trade with are taking the day off, they just decided that it's a less than ideal market right now and they don't want to be in it. And truthfully, that's okay.
I said, I don't know if this is true. It's just rumor, but somebody told me Predker says this is just the beginning.
I'm trading small on some evals and just going to work towards passing those because my fundeds are locked out right now.
Over the weekend.
That's that.
After a day
already said I hit my profit already. I'm breakout up to the 17-8-10 zone, going to bed. Oh, are you the guy who's working nights? Trying to look at our combos. We had some in July. Yes, sir. I gotcha. Good. I remember our conversation, just bad with names.
She was a PhD. Her papa had dough, so I think she wasn't worried about the losses, which is really nice if you don't have to worry about losses when you're trading. But that kind of gave me almost a frequency bias this morning. I was like, man, oh man, this just reeks of Black Monday. I mean, this is how it started.
Oh, did I give you?
And it continued on down, on Monday.
Got it.
Obviously,
we're good.
We've seen some buyers doing a little bit of bargain hunting.
Valid sentiment to be.
Who knows how this day is
yeah.
But
Yeah. Morning, Huey.
Glad I didn't really.
Morning. What do you mean by today being a limit day?
So,
Yeah,
prop firms you can't trade. Let me rewind. So the NASDAQ has, most of the market has, if it hits a 7% down day, it halts for 15 minutes. And if you've traded penny stocks, you know that halts when it reopens. On penny stocks can be wild moves. So because of that being a 7% is the trigger to halt, If you are trading within 2% of that rule, you're trading against the rules of the prop firm. So Top Step and my forex funds, my forex fund, wow, throwback, my funded futures, both do not allow you to trade within 2% of that, of the limit rule. So if the stock or if the ticker's down 5%, you can't trade it. You can look up NASDAQ daily limit and see what it is today, and then don't trade within 2% of that.
Interesting. So the XFAs can't be traded on, but the evals are fine?
Evals are fine, yep. I'm going back up to seeing what the price is for MFF. It is stop trading when the market is below 17,628. So you can trade fundeds now on my funded futures. But if it goes under 17,628, then
for 30 some odd years.
No good.
I don't like to trade when these types of situations are in play.
But even if you couldn't trade, I mean, and you can on Top Step as well. But even if you could, it's probably not a very ideal time to trade on XFAs right now.
But this would just.
Where do you see these rules and stuff? Go ahead.
It's on the FAQs.
Okay.
But I'm locked out of Top Step. My funded futures in Apex are not, but so I could go and switch to them if I wanted to.
Take the next day off. I mean, we have to also have days off and vacation.
Why is that like that?
You know, they say let the dust settle. Well, this can be a dust storm. And you know, John, when we had that back in '87, you were in the middle of it, and I was on the outside looking in, and we'd always, take a walk over and see what was happening. It was like the big show, on the trading floor. It's like, hey, watch my guys, I was in the Deutschmark. I was clerking in the Deutschmark, and be like, hey, watch my houses. I'm gonna go take a run over there real quick. And end of the day, how many people lost accounts? I mean, so many traders tried to fight the market, which was very foolish, and a lot of them were not back the next day. So, just out of experience, that's what we're doing. We're sharing our experience of what possibly happened.
Yeah, there were a lot of people that lost accounts, and a lot of people that took flights to Switzerland a week or two afterwards.
Jungles of Borneo.
Yeah, there was a, and here's another boring floor story, but there was a guy who was from a prominent Italian family, let's just say, and a week and a half before the crash, he had accumulated a short position.
Someone's filling orders back there.
They said it was about 12 to 14
looking short right now.
Contracts negative in the S&Ps. A week and a half before the crash. Well, the clearing firm decided they were going to liquidate his position. So they went to the broker and they said, we need to buy about 1,400 S&Ps. It's for somebody here. They told him who it was, of course. So they're just like, do them slowly. Don't scare the market. Don't try not to run it up on us. So he just started buying 10 and 15 and 20 at a time. And so the guy that he's liquidating the position for is still in the pit, and he's trying to hit him on the buys that the house is executing to get him out of his short position. The broker was like, I can't trade with you. They're yours. And that's when he figured out that the clearing firm was liquidating his position. He ran out and ran up to the clearing firm, and they ended up liquidating that position a week and a half before the crash. If he had been in that position for the crash, I don't even know how much money he would have made. I don't even know how much money. I mean, it would probably be in the billions.
Wow.
With a position that size, with the amount of price action and the movement that was. Oh.
I like stories.
Yeah. Just a week too early.
This in the chat, if this is right, Crypto's talking about reports indicating several major retail trading platforms currently experiencing outages. Charles Schwab, TD Ameritrade, Vanguard.
Yeah, I was looking
Truly,
at
thank
that
you,
same
Crypto.
thing.
I believe it.
Interesting.
Thanks, Crypto.
It's affecting
did
everyone,
see-
not just a prop firm. And this is a good example. I got asked a question, Hogue, and maybe this is also a good example of some traders were asking, what's the advantage of having your own personal account versus trading here at a prop firm. And I think today is a beautiful example of that beautiful prop for how beautiful a prop firm is.
Got the 3-2 up on gold, 3-2 up on NQ, but I'm looking short NQ.
There was
Yeah,
I was
people
seeing
looking
people
out
even
for you
saying-
here.
Exactly. But I think firms are also, covering their own risk management too. I was seeing emails being shared on Twitter that I think they were increasing like personal futures accounts, like to your maintenance margin, even open an NQ was moving to full intraday margin. So whatever it is to hold it, technically, like I think that's like 20 something thousand for a single NQ contract and like 16 for ES. They were moving to that for day trades. So a lot of those firms, I think that were offering like 1,000, margin, or excuse me, $1,000 margin for a single NQ and like 500 margin for a single ES is now at full margin for this morning. So I think a lot of firms are protecting their own risk. So if
We
you were
do
trading
have
a
another
personal
number
account, it
coming
seems
out
like-
here, folks, in about 30 seconds.
We do.
News is coming out here at 10 o'clock. ISM.
At 51, prior 48.8. See if we can get that number out here.
You imagine full margin just to day trade.
Be kind of crazy, but I mean, I remember
Right.
that a little bit in 20 or 22 with personal futures, but I don't think it was full.
Ooh,
They might have went
100
50%.
All right, ISM coming out at 51.4, really pretty much what they expected. ISM price paid coming at 57, and the new orders coming in at 52.4. Also, employment coming out at 51.1.
What a shot
As
up.
soon as we can.
What a move!
Look at that, 100 points.
100
a
points in 1
second.
minute.
Like on the 100-tick chart, like it just looks like a straight up candle. Just
You're still long.
Morning, Deontay.
Macros, right?
yeah, just for example, up $1,500 in since we've started.
Gatecrusher, I haven't even
This
opened
purely
Thinkorswim, but there
exemplary
has been
not
reports of
trade.
Schwab having issues.
100% not. This is not that. If you want to play around demo accounts, you don't trade. Like that's all I have to say. But look at that. That's just straight up, and even if you're in a live account, try and getting out of something like that, you're getting major slippage. The risk on the markets today are just not worth being in.
For example,
I hate Schwab. I haven't had any issues with them really, but
my trading last.
I also have more than
I had
one
about a $500, and I was trading with
firm
my
that I
copier
trade, or
as well,
firm broker
across
that I
both
trade
sides.
with.
My copier has about $500 in slippage between
Bring TD
one
back,
account
yeah.
and one of the others. So and then numbers in between that. So you're looking for like where did I get filled a little bit last night? $400 to $500 in differences in a copier or using a copier from across my 5 accounts. So pretty crazy.
Wow.
That's just me trying to exit with a limit order and where it's getting filled across whatever the sim accounts there.
Mm-hmm. That's crazy.
So we
Well, Trader had
retraced
something
pretty
come
much
over the
the
wire
entire
here.
London
Well,
session.
thin.
SOFR and Fed Fund future price in a intermeeting cut. So, Lost Trader asking, can someone make sense of this?
Yeah, I
So
mean, markets are markets, so they can bet on whatever they want, essentially. Looking at the FedWatch tool right now, this morning when I looked, it was a 100% chance of a 50 basis point cut. Now it's a 91% chance of a half point cut. And coming out of the blue, we have 8.5% probability of 75 basis points in cuts by September 18th.
Jack, remember the conversation we had?
Still just
I think
watching.
it's
No,
Back to the
no real
Future.
setups yet
That
here.
conversation. When did the argument start of 25 basis points, 50 basis points, or 75 basis points?
Yeah, you got to skate where the puck
Crazy.
is going. As long as I'm on right now, maybe we'll hit the news because I have some related things on this.
Awesome, Jack.
First off, if you're wondering how they're doing over at Wall Street Bets, this is good advice for everyone. But manage your risk. All right, let's see. The next one's going to be out of date, but so this is when I looked this morning. You see that like little blue nub on the far left at 450 to 475. That was the 0% chance, and I did this like I don't know an hour and a half ago. Now it's 8.5, but this chart is still interesting because those bars there, what they show are the current 1 day ago, 1 week ago, 1 month ago, and you can see how much things have changed as far as expectations for the rate cuts. All right.
Yeah.
Moving. Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say it's going to continue to change. When you first announced that, it was such a predictable thing. Say, take the over. I'm just taking over. And the next time next week, we're going to be looking at, should we do a full percentage?
Indeed. Meanwhile, it's coming. Oh, first, did you get the uninverted curve one there, Gabe? I sent. There it is. All right,
Yeah,
we're coming
first time
home.
in a while, huh?
Longest time ever. This is the 2s, 10s yield. And for a brief moment, maybe a half an hour this morning, we went positive as it should be, and all was right in the world, even though the market was falling apart. Since then, it has. Once again, I took this about an hour and a half ago. Since then, we are
still watching. This is not a market I want to rush into. So it might be a boring stream, but it's for everybody's sanity, mine included.
Officially uninverted longest period ever. Going back
Squire's in the chat.
Bitcoin, all asset classes were getting shellacked last night, and this has long been a thing about Bitcoin being.
I think I'd be more inclined to trade options until we get some nice price action.
As a store of value, that it looks more like, as Joe Weisenthal says, three tech stocks in a trench coat. Like, it is behaving like Nvidia. If you go to the next one, this is last night and gold versus Bitcoin. So still speculation. Let me check real quick where Bitcoin is right now. It's retraced back up
53?
around 53,600 or something like that. So asset classes everywhere getting crushed. Warren Buffett looks like Warren Buffett again on his $250 billion of treasury bills after selling half his Apple. Anyway, everything's crazy here. That's your news for now.
Thanks, Jack.
Thank you, Jack.
I saw that this morning. The yield curve actually went positive for the first time in, 2 years, Jack? Something like that?
Yeah, it has to have been. This is like entire cycle, pretty much. The raising cycle. I feel like it inverted pretty quick, and it's been there since. Since 22. Someone can correct us if we're wrong, but I'm pretty sure
only
it's
up
been 2 years.
73% right now.
So it kind of went back and forth on it. It's currently been the 2s, 10s at least has been inverted since I think it looks like about June of 22. So yeah, 2 years plus.
About 2 years. We're not seeing gold kind of catching a bid off that weekly kickoff low 24.25. Not a whole lot of directional activity from either the gold or the crude. Seeing crude oil at a 74% long in the tilt. Seeing shorts now in the S&P and the NASDAQ, 61% short in the S&P's.
I'd like to see some sort of market structure and then going short, something like this.
And go to still in that 3 lot micros, right?
Yeah, just hanging out. I mean, there's not really much to do. It is. I mean, the only thing, and we was talking about this before we came on here, where just a shopping cart looking for, on the longer term perspective, you know, today can be a very good opportunity for people who do have money that have been waiting on the sidelines, who want to put it to work on the longer term perspective, like looking
Mhm.
5, 10 plus years out. And here's what I like to say in my own, like, investing or my personal trading, are the people that who could do the average during times of crisis or times of uncertainty, end up doing better in the long run. And so for me, if you asked me the question 2 weeks ago if I would like to buy Nvidia in the 90s, when we were trading in the 120s, I would tell you absolutely. And so
Mhm.
today I am buying some shares of Nvidia and some other, stocks that's been on my shopping cart. And these are longer term investments that I'm looking to hold for a longer period of time. And yeah, to me, I think I even said it last week. I'm like, oh, I'd love to look at Nvidia, under $100 a share. And today I've got it.
Definitely doing some bargain hunting myself in that same regard. I've got a bunch of cash, got some orders in, and just doing a little bargain hunting. Feel like I'm shopping for stocks at Costco.
Now this isn't just like full position all in. This is just like small amounts,
Yeah.
looking for
Full
the
port
long
the
run,
401k
right?
into Nvidia.
Just a taste.
Taking a bite out of
It's
Apple.
good enough for Nancy. It's good enough for me.
So, do you guys have any kind of suggestions on some more AI stocks, but maybe a little bit cheaper, maybe some newer startups?
My computer's starting to
that's
lag.
got your
Need to
eye as far
close
as that's concerned. While
an
we're
app
talking
and
more
trade on my phone.
investments.
I stick with blue chip, Hogue. I stick with the big blue chip stocks, and then I trade options around it. That's
Mm-hmm.
been my bread and butter since I've started. Even on the longer term, for example, I'm gonna buy, when I buy shares of Nvidia, it's gonna be 100 shares at a time, and then when I buy those shares, I sell longer term
What
covered
is
calls.
going on here?
Mm-hmm.
Very boring, very slow, but it's been very consistent.
Well, you own the stock, you're just collecting all that premium.
Especially during this time, right?
Mm-hmm.
Covered calls, not naked. Getting naked could get you, for lack of a better way, you could get
Whack.
caught with your pants down.
Yes, you can.
Today, people are
In
finding
one
out.
moment, guys, my computer is trying to figure out
Yeah,
what's
you're
making a
probably right.
lag.
You could be in the
So
money.
higher end
And
gaming
the
computer,
price
not quite sure what's
just
going on.
jumped. I've had that happen where it's like, wait,
It's
my
Google
call
Chrome.
is
Google
now in the
Chrome is
money,
the
but yet
bane of my
it's down,
existence.
because of this volatility spike. VIX.
So you got some suggestions here in chat. Intel,
Intel.
I can't buy
of
Intel.
course.
They have fumbled the AI chip race for the last couple years. I have no faith right now in them as an organization. That's just a personal opinion, not advice. It's amazing to see how much they have fumbled it with AMD and Nvidia, and they have just kind of dropped the ball in capturing market share for servers, for everything else.
Guess I will look here. Oh, Deontay said, Jesse, give me a stock to FOMO, whatever you say. I'm pressing the button. Nice try, SEC. Nice try. There we go, a little better. I have no idea what this is doing. Maybe it's just because it's hot. One sec. Okay, maybe that'll fix it. Didn't. Okay, I'm going to switch to my phone for just a second and do a soft reset.